Hello, this is Cho of the Shiny Colors Discord. Today we're going to be doing a playthrough of Say Halo. We're going to be using a team very similar to the one that we used for the Say Halo guide, and if you haven't seen it, I recommend you check it out for yourself. In contrast to the previous guide, I'm going to do a little bit of my own adjustments for this if I have the time for it, which is that we are going to get a couple of these affection boosters. Now, I do not have a lot of them in particular, mostly because while I have been grinding these out, not all of them have necessarily dropped as a rainbow or anything else. So we're going to try to use as many golds as we can, but feel free to use a combination of golds and silvers and adjust depending on what your current lineup looks like. Okay, now that our EX skills are all set up, we're going to go ahead and move in here, and we're going to figure out which book we're going to bring along. Now, I do have an okay book, as I recall, as this has the 3% stat bonus from Wing, both center positions, and the plus 6% from Grad. It doesn't have a ton of abilities on it, and honestly, it could probably be a lot better. But for now, I think this is what we're going to go with. As for the items, we're going to bring along a 2A3 t-shirt, and we're going to bring along a double lesson ticket. So, Season 1 is relatively quick. We do not have a whole lot we can do, and we're just going to bring as many of the supports that we normally bring. And we're just going to be on the lookout for exactly situations like this. We are looking for as many best advice tokens as possible. We're going to go ahead and bring along Choco as our first character here. Hazuki has another best advice, so we're going to go ahead and take that. Next, we're going to bring along Kaho because she also has access to best advice. Another 2 from Hazuki. Next, we're going to grab Kiriko. A Morning Commu, but we're not really too concerned about how we do on it. And we're just going to go ahead and deny the promise here, unfortunately. Now, this week's is not super good, but we do get some ideas here. We do get 5. So we'll go ahead and grab these up. And then finally, we're going to pick Mikoto, although it does not matter. As I alluded to in the guide, here's all of our abilities. Get a nice plus 110 to our vocal alongside 50 SP, although the SP really doesn't matter all that much. We get another Morning Commu, we just pick one. Does not matter. Alright. Now that everything is unlocked, let's go ahead and spend some of our points as we can. And now we're going to take this opportunity to grab as many stat uncaps as possible. Now, Twicolate cards are pretty good about this because once you get them at least to, I believe, 2 stars, you unlock a plus 100 all stats uncap, which is very useful. We're also using this older Kaho and Choco support because they have access to tri-stat uncaps, which is really the only reason they're here. There are certainly a lot better things we could have grabbed, but for the sake of it, we're using them just to show off the idea of it. Okay, so now the name of the game is going to be doing auditions. We're just going to do the strongest audition that we can, which this one is 96%, so we'll just go ahead and try it. And yeah, sure enough, we pass. We get our SSR Best Advice, as well as plus 10 Affection. We get another Morning Commu, but again, we're not really too concerned about the answer for it. All the while, we're just going to be spending up our points as we can. The goal is to get as close to 1,000 in every stat before the end of Season 3. So that's what we're going to try to do. Rhythmic Diva is still pretty low, so I do want to do that at least. If you are looking for specific auditions, Rhythmic Diva is a good one to get for your positionals. Ooh, this is actually a pretty good deal. We're going to go ahead and do this because that is 3 tokens. I also realized that I'm doing this wrong, slightly. I kind of been speeding through this because as of the time of this recording, we're very close to maintenance time. So what you actually have to do at the beginning of the run is that if you decide to do any auditions, this is when you decide everybody's got to go. Because unfortunately, you get much better growth if you are just the singular character on your team. Which is a very bizarre way for them to do things, but it is what it is. Alright, so now we're going to see if we can get a little bit closer to that rhythmic diva. We're also going to spend some of the SP that we've got here. 53%, and this is 88. Let's try it. Okay, that works. This looks pretty good. I think we'll do it. It's not necessarily ideal, but at least it's double SSR token. Or SSR advice, rather. So it is still worth doing. And we still need to get this rhythmic diva. And there's our level 3 memory. Let's see what we can do. Spend as much of our SP as possible here. Grab more stat uncaps. You know what? Let's grab some pass. Well, actually, let's grab appeals and see if that helps us out a little bit. 70%. Alright, let's see. Okay, we got it. Cool. And now we can choose to bring somebody, but we're not gonna. So as you can see, our percentages have gone up quite a bit just from doing that. Our rooms are looking kind of okay. We could have used our tickets earlier. This is the one that if you have a good surplus of tokens is good to do. We're just going to do it for the sake of it. That gives us a nice 488 to everything. We're going to go ahead and use those points now. Now, if you are going for the highest overall stat gain, you do not have to do that one. You can choose to try to save your tokens and do the stronger of the team training options at the end of Season 3. But it does just come down to preference and what your token count is currently looking like. Unfortunately, all of these rooms are kind of bad because of the really high trouble chance, and this one, unfortunately, does not have a lot going on in terms of tokens. But we're just gonna kind of have to go for it. We could have re-rolled it, but I think it's fine. So now we're gonna choose center with a 98% chance of passing, which we do. Okay. So now for Season 3, we have a couple auditions that we want to try to hammer out here. But first, we need to spend all of this SP we've built up. 244 will probably be okay for now. So let's move this way and grab another stat uncap. Hopefully we get the event commu that unlocks the additional plus 50 uncap for either of these cards in order to make getting that stat a little bit easier, but we'll hold off and see how it pans out here soon. There is still a chance it can activate before the ideal weeks, so we'll just see what happens. For now, though, let's tackle Top Dancer. Because we are building a vocal character, getting Top Dancer and Top Expressor is actually a pretty good idea, as it will help us get to that stat uncap a little bit faster. We'll take that. The perfect is also appreciated. Okay, so now we're covered on vocal. We don't have to worry about that stat for a little bit. We still would like to see our stat uncaps for dance and visual, but vocal is fine enough as it is right now. So now, Love Letter No Answer is also a good audition to participate in. It is a strong effect even still. So we're going to see if we can beef ourselves up just a little bit more. I think we're going to also raise our max mental to make this a little bit easier. Let's see how that does for us percentage-wise. That brings us up to 89%. We'll take it. And we do pass it. And we also are now max memory level. So we do not have to worry about our memory level for the rest of the run either. So now, we're going to hover around here to the middle. Here are the auditions that we can't access yet because we don't have the fan count. But we're going to go to this one. Gets us just under 200k. We do not need to worry about these anymore. Not that we were worrying about them in the first place. It looks like we're going to probably hit either 500,000 or 700,000 fans. More than likely 700,000. So we're going to go over here to the legend, which will get us up to 512. And we will, as we can see, we do not have, well actually, let's see. Okay, we did unlock one of them. That is very important. So let's go ahead and spend the almost 5,000 SP points we have on getting some more SP. Like I said, once you start doing mostly auditions, SP is not going to be that much of a problem. So let's go ahead and grab this. Unfortunately, it looks like Choco's is not going to unlock in time. So we're going to have to spend a couple of our points here. Let's get ourselves up to 1,010-ish. Okay. So now we have everything we need for the special team training. Which is right here, as we can see. It's got a lot going on for it. I think this is going to be a little better for us, however. The double token is going to be nice. Now let's see how many of these we can do at 100%. Hopefully we can do 2. Our little fumble at the beginning might have made that hard to do, but we're going to see. As you can see, very big stat growth because we did this during the training camp week. Okay, we still have 15 tokens. We are, like, super good. So now we're going to come back down here, and we're just going to do it again. Alright, so now we are going to try to raise our dance stat as close to 2k as possible. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to be a little shy. Yup, we're going to be shy by an amount. Actually, hold on. If we reset this, I realized that we could have made this a little bit better on ourselves by getting Top Dancer and Top Expressor, as I mentioned earlier. So let's shave this down, and let's see how much closer we get by doing that. I think we're still going to be shy. Yeah, unfortunately, we're looking close to 1,900, unfortunately. Let's see how close we are with visual. Ah, it's a little closer. And then, how about with vocal? Vocal is going to be way closer, and we'll probably reach 2k without too much trouble. Yep, reaches without problem. So we'll go ahead and do that. And we'll also go ahead and grab some abilities here, just for the sake of it. We do want our 6% and our 3%. which should get us where we need to be. So now we have our final audition here for the center position. So let's just raise our mental cap up to, like, say, 1100 or so. See where that gets us. We will also spend a little bit more of our SP, this time now focusing on passives and everything else. We could have also theoretically saved a lot of vocal points by just grabbing the stat uncaps here, but we already were going to reach 2k regardless, so we'll do it for the sake of it, alongside the passives as well, to raise our odds of passing. $90%. And we pass it. So now we get even more SP, of course. We do not have the team option because we do not have a team to change our link appeal. And unfortunately, we did in fact not get enough to push us to 2k and everything. If we had done the beginning of the run a little bit better, I think it would have certainly been a bit more doable. If you are just aiming to get a decent amount of stats, this will also allow you to get more of your abilities. We unfortunately did not build up enough points to get 2k and everything and also get all of our abilities, but if we were to optimize our book a little bit better and do slightly better in the earlier seasons, we could certainly get a much stronger character out of it. We do get our 2 center bonuses as well, which is very appreciative, and that's the main reason why they give you mental and SP, because that's all it costs. We do, of course, have SP still to spend. Sorry, it's a little late. And we will clean out some of the passes that we do not want. We do not really need these. They're not particularly strong. The rest of them all look good to me. This one, even though it's 50%, is a 15% memory gauge, so I can't really complain too much about that. Now, if we take a look at our book at the end of the run here, you will see that we get most of our abilities back, but also at the bottom, we're going to get a bunch of abilities related to, say, Halo. Specifically, we actually got a level 5. We got, I believe that is the Utahime, so that is if you get your vocal up to 2,000 or more. And because that's level 5, it means it's going to be very easy to inherit on a future book. We also got a generic one for an appeal strength of 10%, which is very cool. So there's just a lot of good stuff that we can get from this. But that's more or less the type of run you're looking at if you are trying to build some of the really crazy teams. Again, this can certainly be optimized with way stronger books and stronger supports, as getting those extra stat uncaps will help you save a lot of points at the beginning, which is very, very ideal. So, thank you so much, as always, for watching. Hopefully this video was a little helpful. If you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments below. Thank you again so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care.
プロデュースお疲れ様でした。この後はフェスへ参加してみましょう。